And our first speaker tonight is someone who I was able to meet through this experience, and they have been such a wonderful reminder of the ways that we are blessed, and to really remind us of the disabled community and the ways that we kind of are privileged and we may take it for granted. Ricky is someone who's helped me remember not to do that and make sure that I put the captions on my Instagram videos, you know, the things that we don't always think about. Ricky is such a beautiful guiding light. And so without further ado, Ricky Pointer.
Thank you. Okay, make sure we're all settled. Yeah. I want to knock it over. Just, okay. Okay, we're in frame, we're good? Okay. So now I have to do the can anybody hear, we can hear me thing? Okay, good, because I can't. Actually, that's kind of a lie because I have my hearing aids in, but that's my traditional line in my speaking engagement. So, anyway. So, hi. Yeah, just so we're aware, my story in particular will be talking about child abuse, so if that's something that you gotta, you know, get out the door for, I will not be offended, it's fine. But, yeah. Okay, we good? Ready? Just checking, make sure you're okay. The earliest I remember it starting was when I was 8 years old, holding a Dr. Pepper can. Mama, can you open this? Thinking she was going to help me out like any ordinary mother would, I was excited to take a sip of my drink. Instead, I was met with lots of screaming. I cried a lot then, not knowing what I did wrong. Little did I know that that moment wasn't going to be the end of it, and it was only going to get worse from there. And when she came back from Germany on September 8, 2021, 5 months after finally moving back home after years of threats to do so, that was going to be the sinking moment. But how does one who has never been able to earn a living due to ableism in society be able to move out on her own? And her business only made a few $100s a month. Even working with a few of the major tech companies did not give me a check that would allow me to live on my own. After 3 decades, I was tired of living this life and having all of my attempts to leave fail. I didn't have any hope anymore, and suicide was looking to be my only option. I had attempted a few times before, all of them failed. I'm a content creator, writer, public speaker, and accessibility consultant. I originally got my start in makeup before moving to lifestyle vlogging and talking about my new journey, trying to find my deaf identity and community, accessibility for disabled people, and my abuse. I've worked with companies like Apple, Firefox, Spotify, and Android. I've been featured on ABC News, BBC News, Huffington Post. I've spoken at VidCon, CSUN Tech Conference alongside Google, and more. These opportunities and recognition did make me feel good and have some hope for the future, and I'm very grateful for those experiences. But at the end of the day, it didn't give me the help that I needed to be able to leave. But in November 2022, I was driving home from my 3rd Omaha trip when I got a text from my manager saying that Samsung had finally finalized the details of our work together. They wanted someone to help create a how-to video with them, showcasing knee-deaf accessibility options on their smart TVs and showcase a little bit of a local film. A few months later, Google and Android contacted me for a project consisting of 6 videos showcasing the accessibility options on the Google Pixel phone. These 2 projects were life-changing for me, with checks enough for about 2 years of rent in parts of Omaha, if you pretend bills don't exist, of course. Those 2 together gave me instant approval to the one and only apartment that I applied to. And at the end of June 2023, I packed up my clothes, filming equipment, and my cats, and made my last 17-hour drive to an empty studio apartment, starting over completely from zero. I've become closer with the deaf community and made more friends and actually have more of a social life. My calendar is full of things to do and places to see. I don't have to worry about kitchen cabinets being slammed and being screamed at for the most ridiculous things. Things aren't perfect now by any means. I'm struggling with business and making sure I can keep my home and not be at the risk of having to go back. And I'm still depressed and often spend days in bed. But I can go to my favorite coffee shops and bars and spend a few minutes with people I enjoy. I can make connections with people and do collaborations instead of doing all the work by myself in my room. And I can be a clinic escort, helping people in their dire time of need, shooting them away for those who scream at them, and all I have to do is take my hearing aids out and pull a fast one on them. Deaf game, baby, deaf game. Most people get to start their lives when they graduate high school or college, while I had a late checkout at the age of 32, and I had no desire to go back to the way things were. This is only a snippet of the whole story. If you'd like to know more, I encourage you to check out my YouTube channel, which is just my name, and also check out my Patreon, where I have snippets of both my books that I'm currently writing shared on there. I'm also always open for speaking engagements, so thank you. Ugh. Why do I have snot running down my nose? That's not even crying, it's just allergies.